When to ask for teacher recommendations. That is the topic of today's video. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how you can work with me one-on-one throughout the entire admissions process on my website, which is collegemeister.com. And if you are interested in learning about whether or not you are or your student is on track for selective college admission, you can now visit my new free online assessment that takes only 3 minutes to complete at areyouontracktogetin.com. Again, areyouontracktogetin.com. After you complete that assessment, you will be sent your results, and that will help you as you move forward in a positive direction on your quest to get into a selective college or university in the United States of America. So May 6th through May 10th, 2024 is a week that in the United States of America is known as Teacher Appreciation Week. And so I thought it only appropriate that this week I would do a mini series on teacher recommendations, the who, what, when, where, and why about the whole darn thing as it relates to the college admissions process, of course. And I want to start today with a brief video about when to request teacher recommendations. So here's the deal. Many selective colleges and even pretty unselective colleges in the United States will require or recommend that you share with them as part of your application 2 academic teacher recommendations. Again, to augment the actual online application that you complete and to augment the transcript that they receive and the counselor letter recommendation that they'll probably receive, as well as maybe your SAT or ACT scores that you'll either self-report or you'll send. So I want you to understand that it's very important that you be courteous. Here again, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. It's very important that you be courteous to your teachers. And if you need them to support you on your quest from transitioning from high school to whatever comes next for you, you really should be careful about asking them in October of your senior year if you have a due date November 1st of your senior year. So my very strong recommendation would be that the sooner you can ask your teacher, the better. Now, we're going to do another video on who you should ask. And that's a whole nother topic for literally another day and another video. But today I want to talk about when. And I believe the prime time of when is really February of your 11th grade year through May of your 11th grade year. So this is quite aggressive relative to many high schools and college counselors and what they'll tell you, which is, you can just stroll on up to senior year or 12th grade year, whether it be in August or September. And at that point, you can start thinking about who you want to ask and ask that teacher. And that's too late in my book. I think you need to be courteous. You need to be timely. The most popular teachers often, they're not paid extra to write these letters of recommendation, as they're doing you and other students a favor. So they sometimes will start turning students away, the most popular teachers, once they've reached some magic number of 5 or 10, 15, 20, whatever, depending on the size of the school and the horsepower of that teacher. He or she may say, I'm not going to do more than 15. And if you come late and ask, "Dear Mr. Smith, dear Miss Smith, can you write my letter of recommendation?" and they've already been asked by 25 people before you, they may say no. But even if they say yes, it's very possible that they could start recycling content from their earlier 24, 25 letters by the time they get to your letter. So again, I'm sure many teachers will still try their best to write a bespoke and customized and supportive letter to you. But many teachers are in work environments where they feel like they can't really turn students down. So they may not really want to say yes, but they'll say yes. Other teachers really will want to try to write a good letter for you, even if you do come 30th in line. But you don't want to take the risk. You want to be as punctual as possible as you think about requesting your teacher letters of recommendation. So in terms of the answer to the question of when to request your 2 academic teacher recommendations to support your college application to colleges and universities in the United States of America, I would verbally and in person ask that teacher between, again, January, February of your 11th grade year and May of your 11th grade year, so that even before you head into IB testing season or AP test season, and exam season and all the end of the year shenanigans that happen at the, in 11th grade year, potentially for you, depending on where you are academically and where you go to school and all the trips you may be taking to different places, and end of year, closeout events, you want to do it before that. And so that's why I say May. Obviously, in different parts of the United States and the world, school may end very early May, in which case for you, I would say try to ask between February and April so that you can avoid the rush of everyone being checked out in early May. But for a lot of you watching, school doesn't end until June. And so that's why I say through May is okay. All you really have to get is a firm commitment by that teacher in May, depending on your school's policies and procedures, which you always want to follow, by the way. You may need to formally request the teacher recommendation on Naviance or Maya Learning or Score or what have you. And by all means, follow the rules at your school. You want to dot your I's and cross your T's and do it the right way. But even if that process doesn't really get kickstarted at your school until the summer before your 12th grade year, or let's say even May of your 11th grade year, and you want to secure a teacher sooner because you know you want to ask him or her, you definitely should try to at least verbally and in person, face-to-face, not over text. Definitely, I don't even know if you're allowed to text your teachers in the United States. I don't know. That would be sort of awkward. Email, do not do it over email, and do not do it over Zoom or Google Meet. Do it in person. Ask that teacher in person and also get a verbal commitment, even predating the formal requesting process at your school, especially if the school doesn't start that process until late 11th grade year or even later, because you want to get a verbal commitment at least from that teacher. So again, that's what I would do. Now, in some cases, some teachers are retiring or leaving or are fired or quit or whatever. That's always a risky person to maybe bet on, because once they're no longer affiliated with the school, maybe they'll be harder to track down. But you will have to determine, and I'll do another video on the who, if that's a risk worth taking because of the relationship you develop. But again, this video is much more based on the when. And so the initial when do you ask? Definitely February through May, 11th grade year is the prime time. If you find yourself transferring to a new school for 12th grade year, I'm sorry that's happening to you, or maybe congratulations if you had to get out of a bad situation. But in that situation, if you're in a new school, I often say try to find a trustworthy person at the old school if that's not a realistic option for you, because those people knew you longer than the teachers at your new school will by the time you apply. If that's not a realistic option, then definitely the first week of school, if you like a teacher, and that teacher seems to like you can be very honest and say, I know we're new. I know it's a new relationship we're building as a teacher-student relationship, but I am planning to apply to college in the next month or two. Would you be so kind as to, try to get it in as early as you can in your 12th grade year, so that if you do want to apply to a college with an October 15th or an November 1st deadline, you can give a teacher at your new school as much running room as possible so he or she can really draft a strong, supportive letter recommendation on your behalf. All right, so again, stay tuned. We're going to do another video on the who. We're also going to do another video on the how to ask. I sort of alluded that a little bit today in terms of face-to-face, but we'll get into more detail on that as it relates to maybe your school's policies and procedures. And then we'll also talk in our final video about what to provide the teacher or teachers writing your academic teacher letter recommendations in order to ensure, or do everything you can possibly do to ensure, that the actual final letters of recommendation are as strong as humanly possible, and you're not just leaving it up to chance. Because there are ways to, even though you may not see the letter, there are ways to massage this so that you can give them as many little bits of information as possible where these teachers are going to be primed to write a strong letter on your behalf with as little legwork on their part or heavy lifting on their part as necessary, which is kind of you. Again, this is all going back to courtesy, because you don't want the teachers to work too hard, because again, they're doing you a favor. So you want to make this as easy on your teachers as possible. Thus, why we are speaking about this topic during Teacher Appreciation Week in the United States, which again, in the year that I'm filming this, which is May 2024, is May 6th through May 10th. Congratulations to all the teachers out there who've made it through the year. And if you are a student who has lovely teachers, please thank them for their efforts this week and all year, of course. But this is the week to do it. And not just because you have a favor to ask them because you need a letter of recommendation from them now or in the future, but because they've been there for you all year, and maybe even for years prior. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. If you enjoyed this video, my name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how you can work with me one-on-one throughout the entire or even for just part of the college admissions process on my website, which is collegemeister.com. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and most importantly, stay stress-free throughout the entire college admissions process.